This report brought to you by the Richmond Club, where investors and high-growth companies meet.
Our next speaker is the CEO of Voti Detection. Please welcome Mr. Rory Olson.
Thank you all very much. Thanks for being here. And I can assure you I'm a much better operator of a public company than I am public speaker. So why Voti? First of all, what is Voti? Voti is a next generation manufacturer of X-ray scanners that are used for threat detection and loss prevention, usually in very critical points of infrastructure. So we have customers like Amazon, where we do loss prevention for their distribution centers throughout North America and Mexico. We have Carnival Cruise Line, which is a customer win we recently had, where we are looking at the embarkation of customers onto the cruise ships. We have the U.S. Air Force. We have a number of different, very significant customers. We have a global footprint. Our differentiator is in the fact that we are primarily a technology-centric solution provider. So we have taken what has traditionally been a hardware paradigm and added software and technology to that paradigm. This allows us to render a 3D perspective image. And when you add to that our ability through technology to be able to create a higher resolution image, what you end up with is a game-changing image quality as it relates to what exists out into the marketplace. And the holy grail of this industry is taking X-ray operators, allowing them to make better, more informed decisions in a faster manner, and the only way that they can do that is with a clearer image, and the 3D perspective and the clarity make this possible. And the next point is that, quite unfortunately, the trend is in our favor. X-ray detection, perimeter security is a growing business because the threat of terror is a growing business. We see our business growing from currently a $2 billion market to about a $2.6 billion market, and Voti Detection is just scratching the surface. We are not even a fraction of a decimal point of market penetration. But we have proven that customers will buy our solution because it is a better solution. We have a diversified customer base. We play everywhere in the world. It is a global stage that we play on. Our growth strategy is such that we add salespeople, we add distribution channels, and we are able to get to the markets that we need to get to. And I guess lastly, we have a very experienced management team. I myself have built 6 companies, several of them public, and taken them from really call it conception to exit. I guess one of the more noteworthy ones would be BCE Emergis, which was a company that was a dominant factor in the electronic commerce movement of the late 1990s, early 2000s. To wit, we have grown the business significantly. The business existed between 2008 2015, really was a prototype company, did about $2 million in 2015. I came on board, I added a distributor, I cleaned up some of the architecture, and we got the business, I doubled it to $4 million. The following year we did $18.5 million, and just this past year we did about $23 million. Throughout that time, we started in 2015 with an install base in the field of about 150 machines. We are now in excess of 2,000 machines in the field, and at our current trajectory, we'll hit 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 in very short order. And the reason that that's important is because there is a recurrent part of our business beyond just the hardware sale, and that is the service side of our business. So every machine that comes out of warranty is required to have service done on it. It's a matter of law. And so Each of the larger our install base is, the more access to that recurring revenue. And I'll take you through a slide a little later on that takes you through that. Hallmark customers, we're worldwide. We safeguard governments, oil companies, retail companies, insurance companies throughout. So this is not really any kind of company that's on the come that has a better idea, and that idea will make a difference to someone and someone will recognize it. No, this is a company that has an idea and a product to match that company, and has customers in place that have recognized its superiority. Competitive edge. Obviously, I went on ad nauseum about image quality. Image quality is huge. As I said, it allows X-ray operators to make better, more informed decisions. We have an ability to be able to remote dial in to our machines, no matter where they are in the world, and run diagnostics and then repair them, which is a huge win because these machines are, if they're located remotely, they're mission critical areas, critical infrastructure, and they need to be brought back online as fast as possible. Where non-remote can take anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks to be able to deal with this. We have an ability, and we are in the embryonic stage of creating analytics, and analytics are important to the industry because the industry and fleet operators want to understand how their operators are operating. Are they operating efficiently? How the machines themselves are operating? Are they in good shape, or are they failing? Because the current state of the industry is that you only know a machine has failed once it's failed. And so the preventative piece here is extremely important. We are easy to use. We've gone head to head against the largest in the industry, Smith's Detection, OSI Rapiscan, and at Amazon, for example, we were in a 30-day trial. We were chosen by every operator on every day on the basis of the ease of use of the machine and on the basis of the image clarity that we were able to do. We have an attractive pricing strategy, so we have all of these features and functions, and we were able to sell right at the middle range of the market. So if I take you through this, on the left side, you see what is the current construct of the latest generation of X-ray machine, and that is by the largest in the industry. On the right side, it is Voti's design, and you will note that we have very little in the way of cables and harnesses and hardware. Everything that we do is driven through software. The software stack drives it. So this really means a lot of things. The impact when we get to critical mass on our ability to produce and create a machine from a cost perspective is significantly less than any of our competitors because it's all software driven. And so as a strategic overview, we see ourselves increasing in size in virtue of really simple organic stuff. Increasing our sales force, getting our feet on the street, getting our message out there, getting in the face of customers. It's just good old-fashioned door knocking and tender answering. Adding new strategic distributors, increasing the geographies within which we play. And then what's important is moving from selling hardware to moving towards selling service and selling technology. And that's specifically the route that we're on. We are very much I would call us a Warren Buffett company. It's about safeguarding perimeter infrastructure, doing it very much, I guess, marrying or creating a montage of the old world and the new world and coming out with a disruptive strategy to be able to displace the industry incumbents. If I look at our industry and I were to describe it, I would describe for you a pyramid. At the top of the pyramid is the elite, and they're paying hundreds of millions of dollars a year for solutions, and their machines are significantly more expensive. They have analytics, and they have all kinds of diagnostics that are built in. But that's the slowest growing part of the marketplace. We are in the conventional X-ray space, safeguarding ports and borders, commercial, buildings, retail, etc. And I think that the most important thing to take from this is, A, you've got a very huge market year over year, growing to $2.6 billion. And we are taking all of the solutions that are available at the elite part of the industry and bringing them to the conventional part of the industry. And no one is doing that, and no one is really able to do that. I described for you some of the analytics capability. We have the ability to network our machines and then provide fleet operators with a view into what the machine does, how it's operating, when it needs to be repaired, how its operators are operating. Unlike the airport, where in the airport you are a suspect before you're a passenger, at Madison Square Garden and at Carnival Cruise Line, you're a customer, a paying customer, and so you have 5 to 8 seconds to be able to screen someone. And so this allows the fleet operator the ability to see if indeed that screening is being done effectively. Current construct of our revenue is 5%, we'll call it aftermarket and service, 95% hardware. We are growing dramatically. What is convention in our business is 20-25% of your revenue line is going to be in service as these machines come off of warranty. They, as I say, are it's mandatory by law to be able to have them in service. So we see the construct growing to the point where in the aftermarket, our SaaS revenue from the sale of the technology and software, as well as the service revenue, combines to hit 35, 40, 45%, and really making us less reliant on the hardware side of the revenue, and it's obviously a much higher margin revenue. We have aspirations to become a complete checkpoint solution, and that is to offer in partnership or through acquisition, walk-through metal detection solutions, trace solutions, imaging, and CCTV with facial recognition. So it takes our world beyond a $2 billion world to like a $15, $18, $20 billion world. We've grown our revenue $2 million to $4 million, $18.5 million, $23 million just this past year. Last quarter was just shy of $7 million. We have guided that we will do 25% year-over-year growth, so we're on track to easily hit the $29, $30 million of revenue this year. Our gross margins have been growing. We've taken them from 20% up to 32%. Our last quarter's gross margins were just shy of 35%. We are moving rapidly towards being EBITDA positive on an adjusted basis. We will hit that by 2020, 2021. As I said, we have a strong fleet of machines and a very sound and experienced management team. The founder, William Awad, is our CTO. Kevin McGarr is the former head of CATSA, which is the Canadian equivalent of the TSA. And so we have business executives that have built multiple businesses at multiple points in their lives, and we've all come together and converged on Voti Detection, and we think it is a next great opportunity. We have a tremendous board. Phil Murray was the former head of the RCMP. Alain Miquelon was the head of the Options Exchange in Montreal. James Cherry ran the Montreal Airport Authority. Marc-André Aubé ran Garda World, which was the physical guard world. Karna Gupta sits on the board of the EDC and ran several of the larger public companies listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. So I thank you for your time, and I thank you for your attention, and appreciate it. If you have questions, I'm available afterwards to ask them.
If you enjoyed this video, please let us know. You've been watching the Richmond Club Report. If you've just come across this channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. I'm sure you'll find a lot of interesting and lucrative investment and trading ideas around here. We'll see you again soon on the next video. Cheers, guys. Have an amazing and profitable day.